Welcome back to my crochet channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little vines. I have a tutorial for some other vines that have like a thicker strand, but I kind of like these ones also for this thinner one. And I know there are actually quite a few tutorials out there for them, but I haven't seen one that was like my ideal tutorial to follow. I like when there's a lot of narration and slow explanation of the steps, and I didn't really see one that had that, so I was like, why don't you make the tutorial you would want to watch and also add in my little tips and tricks, because I've workshopped it a little bit and figured out exactly how I like to do it. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Let's get started. So first, here's the supplies you will need. I used a 5mm crochet hook because that is what my yarn called for. And then, of course, my handy dandy little scissors. So the first thing you will do is make a slip knot, and I do that by crossing my yarn like this and pulling it through, and then place that onto your crochet hook. And then you are going to chain 5. So you're going to yarn over and pull through that loop. 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to yarn over for a double crochet and insert your hook into that first stitch. You're going to yarn over, pull through that stitch, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Then chain 1 and do another double crochet into that same stitch. Then chain 1 again and double crochet into that same stitch. And then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into that same stitch. Chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. Chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. And then chain 4, and do a slip stitch into the same stitch. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. And now you're going to insert your hook into that first loop of the leaf, and you're going to do 5 single crochets. And so you're going to yarn over and pull through your loops. So that was 5 into that loop, and then you're going to do 3 single crochets into the next loop. So yarn over, pull through that, yarn over, pull through your loops. And then you're going to do 3 single crochets into the next loop. And then you're going to do 3 single crochets into the next loop. And chain 1. And you're going to insert your hook into the top of that stitch and the side of it, kind of, in those loops right there. And you're going to do a slip stitch in there to make this kind of flip thing that happens. And you're going to do 3 more single crochets into that loop. And then 3 single crochets into the next loop. And then 3 single crochets into the next loop. And then 5 single crochets into the last loop. And then you're going to do a slip stitch into your original stitch. So yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then tighten it. And then you're going to chain 1 and tighten it. And that's your first little leaf. So now you're going to chain 16. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And you're going to repeat that process. So count down 5 chains, and in that 5th chain, you're going to do a double crochet. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the same stitch, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then chain 4, and do a slip stitch into that same stitch. And then you're going to do 5 single crochets in that loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 single crochets into the next loop. So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 into the next loop. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 single crochets into the next loop. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, insert your hook in that stitch, do a slip stitch, and then do 3 single crochets into that loop, and then 3 single crochets into the next loop, and then 3 single crochets into the next loop, and then 5 single crochets into the last loop. And then slip stitch into your original stitch that you were working into. Pull it tight, chain 1, and pull that tight. And you're just going to continue this process until your vine is as long as you want. So you'll chain 16 more, and then make another leaf, chain 16 more, make another leaf. And once you have finished your last leaf, you're going to chain 4, and you're going to cut your yarn. And I like to pull that through to kind of tie it off at the end. So I pull the end through that loop and I tighten it. And that's it. You just have to weave in your ends now. And you've crocheted your own vine with leaves. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you enjoy your vines. I'm currently making like a bunch of them to hang in my room. So it's super fun. It's addicting. You can't stop. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and there's lots more where that came from, so feel free to subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye.